Good morning, everyone. I wanted to do something a little different. Today is Tuesday, so I wanted to call this Testimony Tuesday and just share the goodness of our Lord and what He has done for me. So, about a year ago, I bought what was it, a 2006, 2008 Scion XB. And shortly after that, it had broke down on me. So, I'm kind of frantic. I need a car. Um, and I had called a gentleman, and he said, what was it? He wanted $3,600 plus the trade-in, plus as far as the car payment, it would be, much higher. And I called someone else, and I told him exactly what I was looking for: the make, the model, the color. I told him I was looking for a black Chevy Malibu. So she told me what year it was and everything. So I'm like, okay, great. So the day before I was supposed to go to my appointment to get the car, it just seemed like, one thing after another was happening. My dad had said that he wanted to, co-sign for me a while back. So, I had decided to, finally take him up on his offer. I'm like, okay, So the day before I'm supposed to go, he explained to me that he wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm like, okay, God, what now? What am I supposed to do? Then the Scion XB that I was going to trade in had broke down on me the day before I was supposed to go and trade it in. So I'm like, okay, God, first, I don't have, him to co-sign. The car done broke down. What am I going to do? So, different ones are like, maybe it's not the right time. I don't think you should do this. And I'm kind of stubborn. So the next day, on the day of the appointment, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go anyway. I'd rather them tell me no to my face. You know what I mean? And that day I had made up in my mind, like, I'm not leaving that place without a car. So I went and got a ride to where my car was broke down at. And my husband said, I think you should just pray and go. So I sat in the car, I broke down. I started praying out to the Lord, God, make a way, please. Just praying. And the tow truck person came. I called the dealership. I said, hey, my car broke down on me the day before. Would you still be willing to take it? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. We get there, and the car that she had for me was already pulled up to the front. So I'm like, okay, wow. And we get inside. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a part. That morning that I was supposed to go, I got an alert on my phone that my credit score had jumped 71 points out of nowhere. So I'm like, okay, God, He works in mysterious ways. He's up to something. So we get there, and like I said, the car is already pulled up to the front. We get inside, they go and get the lady that, is supposed to help me. God is so good. So we go in, they give me the keys. They're like, hey, I want you to test drive it. I'm like, okay. So I get in it, but I felt led not to go far, to literally bring the car back. So I went maybe, I want to say like a block down the street, and I brought the car right back. So I get in there, we, go over some paperwork, and they said, okay, it takes normally about 15, 20 minutes to see whether a bank is going to want to work with you. So they come back in about 10 minutes, and he's like, I don't have good news, but I have great news. He says, not only were you approved, but you were approved for no money down. Now, when I got there, I didn't have a penny in my pocket. I mean, nothing. For me, I just had faith on high that day that I wasn't taking no for an answer, and I'm not leaving this place without a car. And so, um, we get back there, not only was were we approved, and the car payment was even lower than, the first person was requesting. But as soon as they push our paperwork through, like the computers in the whole entire building shut down. Everything shut down. And I said, God, you really work in mysterious ways, because there was so many people in that day, so many people in there that day applying, for cars. And the fact that I feel like had I been out a little longer with the car test driving it, you know, that would have been us. You know what I mean? So by us getting back as soon as we did to get the paperwork pushed through sooner, and then as soon as everything went through for us, everything shut down. So she put the keys in my hand and she said, congratulations, it's yours forever. And I thank God because He worked it out in a way where it's like, you know what? I want you to know that you got this through me. It wasn't because of a co-signer, you know what I mean? It wasn't because of this, because like I said, out of nowhere, the fact that my credit score jumped 71 points that morning, and it was my TransUnion. And the guy told me that, when he came out to get me, he said, we checked the TransUnion credit score. That's what we checked. And that's the one that had jumped 71 points that same morning. I was supposed to be there for the appointment. So I just thank God. And that happened a little over a year ago. So I literally went there with no money in my hand, and I left with a 2019 Chevy Malibu. So I thank God, just how He worked it out. And I've had this car now for a little over a year. But if you have any testimonies, anything that you would like to share, please share. I finally figured out how to get my comment section back on from my YouTube. So I love you guys. Be blessed. And like I said, if you have anything that you want to share, any testimonies, just of how good God is, anything, please drop it in the comment section. Be blessed.